Today we're painting a freeze-dried turkey head. I start off by taking my Payne's gray and a little white, and I just paint the whole back of his head. That's going to give me the underlying skin color. I'm using lacquer paints, and got to wear a mask for that. I also pulled out the white now. I'm going to paint the crown of his head because it is white, and then I'm also going to paint any spots that I want to be really bright red, and I feel like this white base gives the red something to really be bold on. So that's why I painted the wattles on the bottom white, and a little on his nose because his nose gets pretty bright red too. Anyway, here we are. I got the cadmium red going back over top of the white wattles that are now turning red. The wattles are basically big pockets of blood. All those little spots you see on a turkey are just like, I don't know, veins or arteries, and when they get excited, they fill full of blood and they turn bright red. Normally they're not that red when they're just walking around outside of mating season, but this is going to be a full strut turkey. So I've got him in a pose where he's all rutted up and showing off his colors for the hens. And here you can see I'm making all those little dots on the back of his head red, some of the lines. Anywhere that's raised up turns red, and now you can see that blue in the back is slowly starting to turn a little violet. And now let's see, where am I going here? I think we're going to the baby blue, which is what their face gets painted. And this doesn't seem to be dark enough. I think later on I go with the Payne's gray and a little white to darken that up, because I think it doesn't turn out as dark as I would like. Anyway, as you can see, the eyes are right there, the glass eyes, and the real bill is right there. So yeah, here you can see I'm taking the Payne's gray and a little white, making it a little darker. I'll try that again. But at the end, you'll see I pull out the thinner, the cleaner, brush cleaner, and I use that to clean off all the overspray on the eyes and the bill. It just seems to work for me. The other thing is they have this violet color that's really kind of cool around their faces where the blue and the red kind of meet. So that kind of gets blended in. And then there's a few other places where the white, where it meets the red, kind of turns into pink. So I'm just going by what I'm seeing and lightening and darkening and adding more. And then the paint tends to soak in on these freeze-dried turkey heads. So sometimes you got to get a couple coats on there. And here's a little brown. I'm just brushing it on his ears. You've got these little hairs that cover their ear holes. It just helps kind of make them stand out and show up a little bit. And here I'm cleaning the eyes like I was talking about earlier. Just getting all that paint off there. And you can't really see his beak too well because it's kind of buried under his snood there, his nose. But I do also end up using a brush and maybe some Q-tips to clean all the paint off of it as well. Anyway, these are very realistic. They've got little tiny hairs all over them. I mean, it's a real turkey's head that's just been gutted out and then freeze-dried on a piece of foam with a wire in it. If you're doing a taxidermy turkey, this is definitely the way to go. Your customer will definitely notice the difference instead of one of those plastic heads. So I think we're just about done. Got to clear coat the whole thing. I think these final pictures show it's still wet, so I think it may end up, yeah, it looks pretty shiny. It's not really that shiny now, but This was just a few minutes after I painted it. It still hadn't dried yet. So there you go. One freeze-dried turkey head painted and ready to get mounted on the turkey.